Alright guys, so this is Robert Drysdale, this is Jay Hieron. We're at Drysdale Jiu-Jitsu Las Vegas. I'm going to show you guys a submission here from Side Control. It's a Kimura, everyone's seen it before, but I'm going to show a few details how to set up the position. So I'm in Side Control here with Jay, and he's framing my neck, which is a very common thing for him to do. And you know, I don't like people framing my neck because it makes it difficult for me to stay heavy on my opponent. So what I'm going to do when he frames my neck is I'm going to wrap his elbow and I'm going to switch to my left hip. So now I'm facing his legs. Very important when I do this is that I block his forearm. Alright, when I block this forearm, the reason I block it is because I don't want him pummeling. So if I switch, a lot of times that arm's going to go underneath my armpit, and now it's too difficult for me to set up my Kimura. So what I do is I keep this right here. Now, for me to start getting my Kimura, what I'm going to have to do is assuming my opponent doesn't try to pummel, because once I'm blocking, he tries to pummel, it's easy for me to transition to a Kimura. But assuming he doesn't pummel, I'm going to keep turning and move into a north-south. But I keep this arm locked on behind my ear. You see I don't let it go anywhere, and I block his forearm at the same time. Now I can start moving. I could go for an arm bar as well if I wanted. Okay? But the trick here is I have to start putting pressure on his arm right away. He should be feeling a little bit of pain. He should be uncomfortable. And now I'm going to move my head back as I lock that Kimura. Alright? So it's not just me moving his arm into position. It's not just him just moving his arm in position. It's me forcing him to. So the key is to stay tight on that arm the whole time. I think about keeping his hand behind my ear. So once again, he's framing my neck. Look, I wrap his arm and I sit to my hip. With my right hand, I'm blocking his forearm because I don't want him pummeling too fast. I want to control it. I want to get that Kimura, but I don't want him to go too fast or I can't control that wrist. So now I'm moving north-south. As I move north-south, I start putting pressure on his arm. It's not going to finish him, but it should be enough to get his shoulder off the ground. Notice that he's not flat on his back anymore. He's on his side. One thing you can do too is pin his arm here with my shin. If I see that arm like on the ground, I just pin it with my shin. It takes one arm away from him. Now I start setting up that Kimura. Look, it's still tight behind my ear. I just let it drop. And now I switch to my Kimura. Once I'm here, I got a lot of leverage here. If I really want to be mean, I can just drop to my hip. And that's going to rip his arm off.